As soon as Tuesday, the Senate is expected to vote on a $95 billion foreign aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Yesterday, the House passed a series of 4 bills in a bipartisan vote, including $17 billion for Israel, plus $9 billion in humanitarian aid for war-torn Gaza, $60 billion for Ukraine as Russia tries to deal a death blow there, and $8 billion for Taiwan and Indo-Pacific allies to counter China. That vote also includes new sanctions on Iran and a measure that could ban TikTok nationwide. Moving this legislation has been complicated, to say the least, for House Speaker Mike Johnson, and his job remains in peril as Republican dissidents threaten to oust him. And if they try, they'll probably need Democrats to save him.
As I've said many times, I don't walk around this building being worried about a motion to vacate. I have to do my job. We did. I've done here what I believe to be the right thing, and that is to allow the House to work its will.
Here with me, Democratic Congressman from Maryland, Glenn Ivey. He's a member of the House Judiciary and Homeland Security Committees. Congressman, thank you for being here. Happy Sunday. Mike Johnson sounded very different this week than we had heard him in the past. When he came out and gave this full-throated defense of aid for Ukraine, talking about America's role in the world, I was surprised. Were you surprised? Was that a different vibe than you knew from him?
It was a little different than the language that's been used, especially with respect to Ukraine, by the Republican Party as of late. This sounded more Reagan-esque, frankly. More of America's the leader of the free world. Russia is an adversary that we have to check. Those sorts of comments I thought were important. And I think it was good recognition that we needed to step in and help Ukraine immediately. In fact, we should have done it months ago.
Okay, so more Democrats than Republicans voted to advance the bill.
Right.
And we've heard from a lot of Republicans about that. Members like Thomas Massey, Paul Gosar, Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Congressese language is the motion to vacate.
Right.
They left town without having done it. And I actually want to read you. This is what the Thomas Massey said, that basically it would, right now, 3 is the magic number. If you called the motion to vacate, Johnson, is going to lose, absent Democrats saving him like they did. But if they do that, he's really become tainted. So walk me through this. Will you and other Democrats vote to save the speakership for Johnson if these rebels come back after the break and try to take it away from him?
Well, I think we'll have to see. But I thought that, Saturday was a good day, especially with respect to Speaker Johnson working with Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. The week before that, you had Pfizer, which was another bipartisan piece of legislation that was extremely important to get done. So we may have hit a point where we're able to get things done if we work together on a bipartisan basis going forward. And almost everything of any import that's gotten done in this Congress, whether it's keeping the government open or paying the United States debts, has all been done on a bipartisan basis. Democrats are willing to work with him, and I think he's shown that he will work with us. So that could be good.
But there's a problem that Massey alludes to with the tainted speaker, that he is a captive of the Democrats, and what the sort of MAGA wing of the Republicans in the House Freedom Caucus folks say is, well, if Democrats are helping him, then he's lost his leverage. But they only have 1 seat they don't have the kind of governing majority that they can just plow stuff through on partisan lines. But what about that? What about the fact that he is tainted by Democratic support?
Well, I assume what they would look to is that the votes we had on Saturday had large majorities. So it's not like he was pushing things through and the Democrats were supplying all of the votes and only a handful of Republicans did. I think only with respect to Ukraine were there more votes, Republican votes in opposition than in favor. But aid to Israel, aid to Gaza, humanitarian aid, aid to the Indo-Pacific, all had majorities, certainly of Democrats, but also of Republicans, too.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.